Hey friends, it's Mrs. Walker. For our lesson today, we're going to learn a new strategy for adding numbers. I don't know about you guys, but I love new strategies because sometimes one strategy might not be my favorite. But if I learn another one, that one might turn into my favorite. So learning lots of new strategies to add and subtract numbers helps fill our math toolbox full of lots of awesome strategies that we can use to help us. So today, the one we're going to learn about is called totals below. So our learning goal is I can use and explain the totals below method of adding numbers. Cool. All right, so the materials that you'll need for this lesson are your dry erase board and your place value chart. So make sure you have those before we get started. All right, friends, so we've talked about different ways to add numbers. We can use our place value chart. We can use the new groups below, which is that vertical form or the standard algorithm. We can use this new totals below method that we're going to learn today. We also can use number bonds. Okay, we've also learned the arrow way too. That's another strategy that we've learned. So we've learned lots of new strategies to be able to add numbers. All right, so let's review the place value chart. So here I have 23 plus 48. So in my place value chart, I'm going to model both numbers because we're adding. So 23 is 2 10s, 3 1s, and 48 is 4 10s, 8 1s. Well, I start in my ones place, and as I count those up, I see that I have more than 10. So I'm going to group those 10 ones and turn them into a 10. So now I'm left with 1 1. But then I move over to my tens place, and I count those, and I have 7 10s. So 23 plus 48 equals 71. Okay? Let's review the new groups below, which is just the standard algorithm, that vertical form. So here we have our number or our problem rewritten vertically, right? Up and down. So I start in my ones place, 3 plus 8. 3 plus 8 equals 11. Well, I can't put that in my answer, so I have to put 1 1 and the 10 in the tens place. So then I move over to my tens place to add, and 2 plus 4 plus 1 equals 7. So 23 plus 48 is still 71, just a different strategy. Well, check out this new totals below strategy. This one's kind of cool. So I'm going to rewrite my problem vertically, and I'm going to break apart these numbers into expanded form. So I have 23 is 20 plus 3. Then I have 48 is 40 plus 8. Well, I'm going to add my ones first, which is 8 plus 3 equals 11. I'm going to take this new total that I came up with, the total of the ones, and I'm going to move it over here below my problem, right? So see how I took that total of my ones and I moved it below. Totals below, that's where the strategy name comes from. And then I move to my tens place. Well, I have 20 plus 40. Well, 20 plus 40 is 60. So I'm going to move that total below in my answers as well. So now I just have to add those together. So 1 plus 0 is 1, and 6 plus 1 is 7. So look, friends, we just used a new strategy to get the same answer of 71. Okay? We've also learned about number bonds. So we can model that with our new groups below, so that vertical form. Right, so remember, this is what it looked like. So I would have 23 plus 48, and that's 71. The other way we could use a number bond is the totals below strategy. So if I add my ones, right, just like I did before, that's the yellow number, I would move it over here into my part of my number bond. The other part was the tens, which is 60, and then the total is 71. So friends, I want to think about how we can solve this problem, 45 plus 37, using your place value chart. So you guys are going to pause the video, use your place value chart to solve this problem, and then click play when you're ready to go over it together. All right, friends. So here, let's look. We have 45 and 37. So again, we can see right here easily we have, in the ones place, we have too many ones. So we can bundle those together and make a 10. Now, I'm left with 2 ones. If I move over to my tens place and add 4 plus 3 plus 1 for my tens, gives me 8 tens. So 45 plus 37 equals 82. Okay, awesome. All right, now I want you guys to use the vertical form, that vertical standard algorithm, to solve this problem. Okay, so rewrite it in the vertical form and solve, and then click play when you're ready to go over it together. All right, friends, so here I'm going to rewrite it vertically, right? My numbers are lined up nice and neat. It's very important to have the ones lined up in the ones and the 10 lined up with the tens in vertical form. So I'm going to add 5 plus 7 in the ones place, which is 12. So I put my 2 in the ones place and my 1 goes in the tens place. Now I add my tens. 4 plus 3 plus 1 is 8. So again, I get the same answer, 82. Oh, look at that. 2 strategies, same answer. Awesome. All right, let's use this cool new totals below strategy. So I want you guys to give this a try. Remember, the steps that you have to take are write it in vertical form first. Then you're adding your creating expanded form, right? So break apart each number. Then you add the numbers in the ones place, and that answer goes in below for your total. And then you add the tens place, and that goes below. And then you add your ones and tens together. Okay, so try and solve this problem. Pause, solve it, and then click play when you're ready to go over it together. And if you get stuck, friends, just play, keep playing, and we'll do it together. All right, friends, so here I'm going to rewrite it vertically. And remember, the next step is we write them in expanded form. So 45 is 40 plus 5, and 37 is 30 plus 7. Then we just add our ones. So 7 plus 5 is 12. Move that total below over into the 12, into your answer. And then we add our tens. So 40 plus 30 equals 70. So we move that total below also. Then we can add those numbers together. So in the ones place, 2 plus 0 equals 2, and 7 plus 1 equals 8. So 82. So friends, also this is a really cool strategy to maybe do mental math as you become more familiar with it, where you might not need to write out the expanded form. You might just look at those numbers and be able to add that and write it, the totals below. But writing it out in expanded form is the great way to start using this strategy. All right, so now I want you guys to write it in 2 different ways with number bonds, okay? So use your totals below and what would those parts in the whole look like, and use your standard algorithm, the new groups below, the vertical form, in a number bond, and what would that look like? Okay, so model both of those, and then click play when you're ready to go over it together. All right, friends, so here's the new groups below, or that vertical standard algorithm. So we would have 45 and 37. Those are our 2 parts, and our whole is 82. If we use totals below, that's where we had just added the tens, that's one of our parts, and the ones is the other part. So we would have 12 in the ones place and 70 in the tens place. Then our total would still be 82. All right, friends, so we have this new problem here that we're going to try. This is the same problem, but you're going to do all of these parts at one time, and then we're going to go over it together, because this is just like what you're going to see on your problem set today. So you want to make sure that you are prepared and ready to rock it. So your problem that you're solving is 56 plus 82. Now, you're going to do one part of your paper is the new groups below. Another part is the totals below. Another part is the place value chart. And then you have to model the new groups below and the totals below in 2 different number bonds. Okay, so it's the same thing that we just did, except for this time you're doing these 4 parts on your own, and then we will talk about all of them together. Okay, so pause the video, solve each one of these problems, and then click play when you're ready to go over it together. All right, friends, pause if you need more time. Otherwise, here we go. So we're going to do new groups below, which is that vertical form. So we have 56 plus 82. So we always start in the ones place. So 6 plus 2 equals 8. Then we move to the tens place of 5 plus 8, Well, that equals 13, so I can just put 13 down in my answer because there's nothing in the hundreds place for this problem. Then to use this, I'm going to turn it into my number bond, okay? So my two parts that I have are 56 and 82. Well, I know that the total is 138, so that goes in the total of my number bond. Now let's move to our totals below. So again, when we do the totals below, you are starting and adding just the ones. So I have 6 plus 2, which is 8, and then I have 5, 10, so that's 50. So 50 plus 80 equals 130. So then I add those together and I get 138. So far, two different strategies, but the same answer. So we'll model that in totals below for our number bond. So we had 8 was one of our parts, and the other part was 130. So the total is 138. And then our last step is to model it in our place value chart. So we're going to model 56 as 5 tens and 6 ones, and then we're going to model 82 as 8 tens and 2 ones. Well, when I look there pretty easily, I can see that I need to do some bundling, right? So there's 10 tens, that makes 100. So then I'm left with 100, 3 tens, and 8 ones. So that's 138. Okay, so friends, you did a great job with that one. That's going to be just like your problem set today, so you guys are well prepared. So high five to you guys for using the totals below method and some of those other awesome strategies that we've learned so far this year. So great work, friends. Please head back on over to the module to see what you need to complete for your independent practice. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to help. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye, friends!